If you're wondering, well, what if I don't dilate? What if I don't go into labor on my own? What if birth is super painful? Then let me just give you something that's going to make you have a big sigh of relief. First of all, the way that birth is being taught in the medical system and the way that it is perpetuated in our culture and the way that it's being treated in the hospitals is actually why birth is so painful. If you can pay attention to how I describe physiological birth to you and how it works, you're going to automatically start to see and notice why birth isn't working. In those last few weeks of pregnancy, the very, very last step is that your baby's lungs start to get ready to breathe oxygen on the outside. And a protein is produced called surfactant. This coats the lungs and gets them ready so that they can breathe in air and open up and inflate. Now, until that surfactant is produced, it does not matter how much evening primrose oil tablets you take. It does not matter how many membrane sweeps you do. It does not matter how much red raspberry leaf tea you drink. It doesn't matter how much sex you have. It doesn't matter if you do acupuncture, acupressure. It doesn't matter. You're tiring yourself out at the end of your pregnancy, and baby is just not ready. This does not mean that your body is broken and defective and that you're never going to go into labor. It just means your baby has not produced that surfactant yet. What the surfactant does is that it triggers the uterus to be irritated. And the uterus then goes, oh, it's time for labor to start, and starts contracting. This also signals to your brain to start producing hormones. Starts to also give you that feeling of, okay, things might be starting within a day or two. Now, this is not the time to go out and do all of the things. For more on that, you want to check out some of my other videos about why you don't want to do all of the things and you want to really rest at the end of your pregnancy. I tell all of my clients when they're getting close to the end to just rest as much as they can. And this is what I did with my own pregnancy. I was having a lot of practice contractions. This is another thing your uterus will do. It's going to warm up. It may start warming up before your baby is actually ready to come. This allows it to have a nice strong muscle because the uterus is not an organ, it's a muscle. It is a muscle that needs to build up enough strength to be able to push your baby out. Now, again, this does not have anything to do with dilation. So you could have a whole bunch of practice contractions, but your cervix is still tight and closed. This does not mean that your body is not working properly. This means your uterus is just practicing. If you have a lot of practice contractions and it's cramping, but you're not dilating, you're not going into labor yet, you can also drink a lot of water, and that could also signal it, like if you're dehydrated, then those contractions are going to hurt more. But if you are hydrated and you're taking care of yourself, and sometimes if you're doing too much, your body is also going to signal. The reason it does that is evolutionary. Think about it. If you're out there and there's a tiger in the area, or you're away from your cave and labor is going to start within a week or two, your body is saying, hey, you're doing too much. We need to really gear up to nest down, and you need to be out of this forest and into this cave. You can't be out here where there's a tiger because it's not helpful. So we're going to signal to you to go into your cave. If you continue to ignore that, your body is going to send stronger signals because it's like it's got to get your attention to get you to rest. It can tell by your heart rate that you're not resting. If you're doing the walking and trying to get yourself into labor, your body is saying, hey, the contractions are starting to try to get you to go and rest, not to keep pressing it. So you keep pressing it because this is what you've been taught. And this is why you think that you're in labor for days and days and days and nothing's happening. And then you give in and have membrane sweeps and you induce. Again, this is not what you want to do. So if you want to know more, all you have to do is follow me on all of my social media channels, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And make sure you're also getting onto my e-newsletter that I send out every single week that will help you in having a natural birth, as natural as possible. Not the one that leads you into falling into what I call the natural birth traps. If you go to my website, empoweringmomsbirth.com, and scroll down, you'll find that you have an option to put in your name and email to sign up for this newsletter. You're also going to get some free gifts from me, and they are going to help you to avoid the natural birth traps that are so prevalent in maternity care that you don't see coming, avoid the bait and switch, and avoid getting tricked out of having your beautiful natural birth so you're not robbed of your birth experience. You're also going to be able to know the exact steps that you need to take to get your birth plans back on track and to make sure that you actually have this beautiful transformative birth that you deserve. Because the truth is that birth is a physiological process. It is not a medical one. All right. So again, empoweringmomsbirth.com, and I will see you next week. Bye.